I don't get to game the way I used to. There was a time when I could sit down on a Friday night and play until 3 a.m. without thinking twice. No responsibilities, no schedules, no one depending on me. Now, things are different. Most nights, by the time the house is quiet, I've already lived an entire day. I've been to work, I've answered emails, I've cleaned up spills, I've stepped on Lego pieces that somehow always find the exact center of my foot. And after all that, there's bedtime. Any parent knows bedtime isn't really a time, it's a process. One more story, one more drink of water, one more trip to the bathroom, one more hug, then somehow another hug. And finally, after what feels like a negotiation with a tiny lawyer, the house goes silent. That's when I sneak away. Not to a bar, not to a party, not anywhere exciting, just to this chair, this wheel, this screen. For the next hour, I get to be something other than Dad. And maybe that's why this race mattered more than it should have. I loaded into the race tired. The kind of tired that coffee doesn't fix. I almost didn't play at all. Part of me thought I should just go to bed, because tomorrow would come fast. It always does. But I started the race anyway. The lights went out, and immediately everything else disappeared. The bills, the stress, the endless list of things that need doing. For a few laps, it was just me in the road. Then I made a mistake, a bad one. I braked too late into a corner and lost a few positions. The old me would have been angry, maybe even restarted the race. But being a parent changes you. You learn something important. Mistakes happen every day. You forget things. You get things wrong. You lose your patience when you shouldn't. And the next morning, you try again. So I kept driving, lap after lap, slowly making up ground. One position, then another, then another. Nothing dramatic, just small improvements. The funny thing is, that's exactly what parenting feels like. Nobody hands you a trophy for changing a diaper. Nobody cheers when you survive a sleepless night. Most of the victories are invisible. Tiny steps forward that nobody notices except you. And somewhere during this race, I realized that's why I still love gaming. Not because I need to win, not because I need to prove anything, but because it reminds me of something. Progress matters, even when it's slow, even when nobody's watching. By the final laps, I had fought my way back into contention. My heart was pounding harder than it should have been for a virtual race. One mistake could ruin everything. One good corner could change everything. And for a moment, I felt like a kid again. The same excitement I felt years ago. Before responsibilities, before mortgages, before parenthood. But this time it meant more. Because now I understood how valuable these moments really are. Crossing the finish line wasn't the best part. The best part was remembering that the person I used to be is still here. He's just a little older now, a little more tired, a little busier, but he's still here. Still chasing goals, still finding joy in the things he loves, still staying up later than he probably should. Tomorrow morning, my daughter won't care where I finished. She won't ask about lap times. She won't ask if I won. She'll just want breakfast, and cartoons, and probably another hug. And honestly, that's okay. Because tonight wasn't about becoming the fastest driver. It wasn't about setting records. It was about taking one small piece of time for myself. A reminder that being a parent doesn't mean giving up who you are. It just means learning how to carry your passions into a new chapter of life. So if you're watching this after a long day, after work, after school, after putting the kids to bed, after life has thrown everything it has at you, this race is for you. The gamers who grew up but never really stopped being gamers. The parents who still find a way to squeeze in one more race before sleep. The people who keep showing up, even when they're tired. Because sometimes the biggest victory isn't finishing first. Sometimes it's simply finding the time to get on the track at all.
I know what you're thinking. Horizon competitors are the most super serious of them all. Like head down, race, race, race. You're miles off it. Have you heard of Horizon Play? Well, this is where anyone at the festival gets to take part in fun events like Eliminator, Hide and Seek, and Spec Racing. Take a car along and get involved. Let your hair down. Now, rock out to this.
400 yards. Turn right. Turn right. destination.